Ragiroth do.
Ragiroth Enterprises.
How's it going, everybody? Rich from Ragiroth Enterprises here. So first of all, I wanted to thank everybody that checked out my video on the data mined leaks for fighters. It's my most viewed video, and it's also shocking because, you know, I was a little disheartened because my fighters videos usually don't get much attention, so it was very nice seeing that, you know, getting so many views and becoming my most viewed video. And I also apologize if it was hard to hear me. Sometimes I've gotten so comfortable doing videos, I tend to do them at one of my part-time jobs when I have some downtime, and usually I can hear okay. I guess maybe I wasn't able to hear the sound good enough, or maybe I got a little ahead of myself and rushed it out a bit. But anyway, you know, I'll try to make the audio better, especially for videos like this. So, you know, as we all know, data miners have gone through fighters and found lobby avatars of characters that are not in the game yet at all, and most of them seem like they'd be playable. Now, I think just because of the excitement of it all, myself included, we kind of didn't consider the order and organization of these lobby avatars, because if you notice, Cooler and Ranger Android 17 are actually underneath characters that are, you know, we already know aren't playable, like the Ginyu Force and all that. So that was leading to some of us to believe that they actually were not part of the season pass, and they're maybe just going to be like new lobby avatars they're adding, maybe if you buy the season pass or in a free update or something like that, which was, for me personally, very disheartening, because I really wanted both Cooler and Android 17. I mean, I was already upset when I found out that he was just part of 18's moveset in the game, and then it's like to find out, you know, he's not playable again, you know, when they have this new version and they could add, it was upsetting. However, there's another data miner, I think his name is Player 10, at least on GameFAQs. I'm not sure about his YouTube channel, but yeah, I'll find the links for the person who found this one. But turns out he went through the audio files, like under the announcers. You know how they announce each character when you pick them, and they found one, I think in maybe the Japanese version or something, for Cooler. You know, the announcer actually saying Cooler. That is good evidence that he could actually will be playable. Now, though I guess it should be stated there have been some instances. The most infamous example I can think of is Mortal Kombat 9, that had a like base DLC model, and when you know the modder selected it, it said Fujin, and unfortunately, Fujin is not in that game, nor is he in MKX. It's playable. So I mean, you know, it could be a situation like that where maybe they were just testing things out. However, I think, and I could be wrong about that, that was actually found after all the DLC characters for MK9 already came out. This is before any of the DLC characters came out for fighters, and you know, the lobby avatar and stuff. I feel like it is hinting he's going to be playable, and it also should be noted that the code or initials, whatever you want to call them, for the lobby avatar for Cooler is CLF. However, the announcer one was like CLN, and N has been typically used for a lot of the playable character ones, at least, I guess, the main, well, I mean, it's used for some lobby avatar ones. I guess the default one. And I guess the other thing that's sort of, was maybe hurting Cooler and Android 17's chances, or Ranger 17's chances to be playable, is that, it seemed like they're all kind of had, the other six kind of seem to have something in common with each other, and kind of seem to suggesting they might come in pairs, and the pairs of certain themes, like Broly and Bardock, you know, they're both kind of that extra, really popular Saiyan duo. They're both, you know, the legendary Super Saiyans in a way. You know, they're always kind of those extra movie characters that are always a priority in games, so them coming together makes sense. Then Goku, base Goku and base Vegeta, and it's the, you know, the original forms of the main characters that, you know, fall in the Saiyan saga. Don't get me started on how stupid of a decision to put them in the game is, but you know, that's what the theme for them is. Then Vegito and fused Zamasu. I mean, they basically fought. You know, the only time the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta fought is against Emergent Zamasu. Granted, it's not totally confirmed to be Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. The organization is suggesting that, in fact, with Emergent Zamasu. I mean, I'm hoping he's Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, but you know, they're both Potara fusions as well. That should also be said. I actually did sort of think of a theme for why Cooler and 17 would be together. They're both brothers of characters on the base roster, and I know that's kind of a weak reason. It's not as strong as the other reasons, but it is a reason nonetheless. Or, I don't know, maybe they just want to couldn't decide to, so just kind of slap two more in there that they don't have much in common with. But also the guy that's been doing like a lot of the leaks for games that have been like Soul Calibur 6 and Street Fighter 5 and all that, and in this game, he did mention that he mentioned this leak to, I guess, the people at the two of his sources that have been giving him all this information. He did say, in fact, that all 8 of these are the actual DLC characters. And, you know, as I predicted, Zamasu is a bonus avatar, comes with Emergent Zamasu. Super Saiyan Broly comes with Broly, and then, you know, Bardock and Vegeta got their other 2 forms as well. And the whole thing with Zarbon and Raditz, he was admittedly shaky with them. And apparently, his sources say, or at least I think one of the sources say, that they're actually going to be Season 2 DLC characters. So that's probably why they were kind of unsure with them, because they were coming, but maybe at a later time. I personally still don't think they should be DLC characters, but I can deal with them better than the base forms of Goku and Vegeta, and, you know, at least I'll have more characters I like in the game at that point. But I mean, yeah, this guy, and the guy's name is Vergaben? Vergaben? But, I mean, he's been right about so much. I mean, I think it's kind of hinting that, you know, everything is basically suggesting that there are going to be the 8. I know it's you know, we can't say for sure yet, but it is kind of pointing in that direction of that happening. I think at least, you know, 7 of them. 17, I think, is still kind of a little iffy, but it's still looking like he's going to be playable, the Ranger form at least. And it should also be noted that I think it was Sergio. I could be wrong. Actually did some more digging, and he actually found models of base Goku and base Vegeta. I mean, they're obviously not complete models. They're weirdly colored and all that. Which was oh yay, I'm so excited. But one thing I thought was actually more interesting is that they actually found a model of Future Trunks' Spirit Sword that he used against Emergent Zamasu. Now, we were initially thinking oh, does this mean, you know, the Dragon Ball Super version of Future Trunks is going to be playable? It might not exactly be that, because I think they looked at the models that it's attached to, and the model looks more like, you know, the DBZ Future Trunks that's already in this game. Which is kind of relief, as much as I like the Dragon Ball Super version of Future Trunks. And while I wouldn't mind him in this game, I think at this point, you should probably hold off on that, and especially with the base forms of Goku and Vegeta in the roster. So I think what this hopefully means is that there will be a dramatic finish against Emergent Zamasu if you're using Future Trunks, where he kills him with the Sword of Hope, which I think would be really cool. I mean, I love if you could use that move in the game, but I think that would be really cool if they did that. Now, in terms of what I think of the Season Pass, if this is the true, I think overall, I think it's really good. I mean, Broly, Bardock are great. Vegeta's good, you know, especially if he's Super Saiyan Blue. Cooler is amazing. I'm really happy to would have Android 17. The only really weak parts are just base form Goku and base form Vegeta. I know they're going to make them unique, but I really just think kind of three Gokus and 3 Vegetas at this point is overkill, and I just don't. For me, I don't see the point of going backwards. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm never probably going to use them. I don't even really use Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta. I just use Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. But I don't know. We'll see how they turn out. But I'm hoping at least Broly and Bardock are the first 2. And they did talk about leaked modes and stuff. You know, like Z Union, Raid Battle. Z Union, it seems like kind of a faction kind of thing. Raid Battle, seems like you team up with other people to take down a boss. I forget what the other one was, to be honest. Oh, and that's right. I did asked someone asked Vergaben if he knew what form Cooler would be in. He sadly did not know. And I actually personally asked him if he knew what form Bardock and Vegeta would be in. He never responded to me. It's okay. I think it's base form Bardock and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. That's what I think, based on the organization and just, you know, how things are. I think it's probably going to be those forms of them. But yeah, I am very curious what form Cooler is going to be in, because I noticed the lobby avatar says CLF. I think a lot of us figured that F meant final form, but however the announcer voice says CLN, which would mean that that's the actual playable character. Which, you know, if it was Metacooler, it would probably be CLM. Sort of at least made me think first that it would be base form Cooler. I mean, I would use him regardless, but I think picking the base form is definitely the weakest option, and is definitely the most head-scratching option. But I think some people think that the N isn't really meant to say base form. It's just kind of the default playable character version, if there is one. And I was also thinking that the F could actually stand for first or fourth, which would both apply to the Cooler's base form, because it's the lowest form we see him in. But I think for the Frieza clan, if you want to call him that, that is considered, you know, that first form we see him in is considered the fourth form. So, and it also doesn't say parentheses final form. I think actually I'm thinking about I think that's kind of a dead giveaway. It would probably say parentheses final form if the lobby avatar was the final form and not the playable version. So I think most likely it's gonna be final form Cooler. Now, regards if they'd implement Metacooler somehow, that's, you know, up to debate. I think most people think they could probably kind of pull like a Phoenix from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where, you know, he dies with like 7 bars, he'll come back as Metacooler. I mean, that would be sick. I think it might be a little too ambitious for them, you know, because it's like, I know they're not very, you know, big on like doing model transformations, but, you know, we'll see. You know, as long as it's final or Metacooler, I'll definitely be happy, especially final form. But, and like I said, I'll be happy anyway, but I would much more prefer final or Metacooler. I think that's it. I just wanted to give some updates on the leaks, you know, my takes on some of the, you know, news surrounding it, because, you know, like I said, some of us were thinking, you know, they weren't all going to be the DLC characters. I'm very happy that it is pointing to them being, I keep saying 6, it's 8 of them. I am very happy things are pointing to, you know, them most likely being the 8. Yeah, I mean, Vergaman, like, even the recent Soul Calibur 6 news, like, all of that was, like, so spot on. All the stuff with, like, Grow and all that. Yeah, you know, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, if you're happy with this potential leak, if you think it's bogus, if, you know, what would you change? What would you keep the same? Or I guess if it's not cooler and Android 17 is the last 2, who do you think they are? You know, like the video, dislike it if you dislike it. Appreciate it, subscribe. If not, you know, I understand. But, you know, and don't forget to check out Mark in the description below. As I always say, another time, another place, keep being awesome.